Previously on Meerkat Manor, rival gang The Zapper came under a dynamic new leadership when Lola lost dominance to her sister, Punk. And when roving male Houdini returned, he ousted Frank from the top spot, completing an unprecedented double coup. The dry Kalahari is becoming an ever more inhospitable place to live. It's been 2 months since the first rains fell, and there haven't been any since. Food is extremely scarce, and until there's a break in the weather, the situation is only going to get worse. The once mighty Whiskers have been divided. Separated for almost a month, it's starting to look like a permanent group split. With just 20 in the group, Flower and her half of the Whiskers tentatively survey their surroundings in the early morning light. They've spent the night in a temporary burrow back in their old territory. A return to their old manor should be a cause for celebration for the Whiskers, but with less than half the group here to witness it, it's a hollow victory. Though Flower is doing all she can to protect her depleted group, she's also got to deal with her own pregnancy. While the Whiskers have always relied on their dominant female for strong leadership, this time even Flower is at the mercy of the elements. Three kilometers away, the other half of the Whiskers are also trying to cope with the harsh conditions. But the weather isn't the only worry for Rocket Dog. As newly crowned dominant of the Whiskers splinter group, she's got to keep the rest of her gang in check. Despite her rank, Rocket Dog's position is far from secure. The first weeks for any new leader are most critical. It's during this settling-in period when a dominant can be overthrown. Not only is she pregnant for the first time, but her two competitive sisters, Daisy and Maybelline, are also expecting. Under stress, the acting boss is going to have her work cut out trying to cope with everything. Half an hour later, when the gang is warmed up, Rocket Dog leads them off in search of their vital daily provisions. But with little food to be found, the gang aren't having much luck. It's been days since they had a decent meal. And the situation is getting desperate. The dry conditions have forced their usual prey deeper below ground and out of easy reach. Still lacking the confidence of an experienced leader, Rocket Dog hasn't taken the group far enough to find land that hasn't already been plundered. With the Kalahari's cupboards completely bare in this well-worn patch, hunger is driving the mood. Daisy and Maybelline have been throwing their weight around. They'll do whatever it takes to give their unborn litters the best chance of survival. When maternal rivalries take over, not even a dominant female's pups are safe. With tensions running high, this is one discontented bunch. If Rocket Dog doesn't take a leaf out of Flower's book and evict her pregnant sisters, not only will the future of her unborn pups be at stake, but these emerging power feuds could tear the group apart. Elsewhere, the other half of the Whiskers are also on the move. Their desperate search for food has led them even deeper into their old territory. But they are soon stopped dead in their tracks. They've stumbled across a Kalahari casualty. For young Buster and Suggs, the remains look like a novel play area. But to the more experienced members of the gang, it's a grave reminder of how the desert can be lethal in times like these. After an unsuccessful morning's foraging, Flower has led the gang to the old watering hole. A remnant of previous farming days, this trough is one of the few places where standing water can be found. Given the current lack of food, it will help replace the moisture they would usually find in their diet. Though the Whiskers often frequented this watering hole in days gone by, it's no longer their local. This prized resource is now part of the infamous Commandos empire. For now, with no sign of the enemy, the group can lap it up. While the rest of the gang quench their thirst, Flower wisely keeps watch. She knows that at any second, this precious water supply could become a poisoned chalice if they are caught trespassing. And it seems Flower's concern is perfectly justified. Just half a kilometer away is one of the most formidable groups in the area. It's the Commandos. The Whiskers haven't come across their arch rivals since this group drove them off their land. If dominant male Hannibal catches Flower at his watering hole, there'll be hell to pay. And with his gang also struggling to make ends meet, it seems the Commandos are as desperate as they are disagreeable. Stealing a tortoise from his young son Wilson isn't beyond Hannibal. Notoriously the Kalahari's hardest nut to crack, it's an unusual meal for a meerkat and a sign of the lean times. But a hard case himself, Hannibal has no trouble getting to the meat of the matter. Although Wilson wouldn't usually challenge a dominant for his dinner, hunger has gotten the better of him. But he hasn't a hope of prizing anything from Hannibal's powerful jaws. Back at the watering hole, when everyone else has had their fill, Flower finally takes her turn at the trough. From a high vantage point, one of Hannibal's mobs spots the intruders and sounds the alarm to rally the troops. Seeing his arch-rival, Hannibal can't believe his eye. But this is no mirage. Flower is at his oasis. Unaware they've been spotted, the Whiskers have no idea they're about to be overrun by a Commando assault party. With their precious watering hole at stake, the Commandos are not going to take this trespass lightly. Hannibal launches an all-out attack. Seeing their rivals war dancing towards them, Flower has to make a snap decision. A good leader chooses her battles carefully. With her gang at half strength, she has no chance of overcoming the Commandos. But before the Whiskers can escape, the enemy is upon them. Mitch has been caught. Pinned down, he could be killed. With his attacker distracted by an alarm call, Mitch breaks free and flees for his life. Clearly defeated, Flower and the rest of her group make a humiliating retreat. Whilst Flower's decision to push the boundaries has led her group into contact with the Commandos, staying close to home has been causing problems of a different sort for Rocket Dog's gang. Their dwindling food resources have reached a critical level. In an effort to find better feeding ground for the group, Rocket Dog is leading her gang further from the burrow. They've been on the move over an hour, but have had little success. Exhausted, pregnant Rocket Dog can go no further. Already coping with the stress of keeping everyone in line, the lack of food has been the final straw. Rocket Dog's contractions have begun. Away from the rest of the group, she's looking increasingly distressed. Meerkats rarely give birth above ground. Born weeks early, it's far too soon for this pup to have entered the world. Rocket Dog lies by her infant's side, but a pup this young has little chance of surviving. Tragically, the stress of Rocket Dog's circumstances has sealed her pup's fate. As the heavens open up, it's a promising sign. A glimmer of hope at last for this downtrodden group that the drought may soon be over. For Rocket Dog, there's little consolation. Though the gang have lost a litter, with this shower bringing all manner of prey to the surface, eating while they can is absolutely imperative. With just a brief window of opportunity to forage before a heavy downpour sets in, they pick off what food they can. Three days later, and the rains have done their job. At the Splinter Group, Rocket Dog and her gang are enjoying a change for the better. Given her recent misfortunes, it's exactly the break she needed. With their territory replenished and life finally starting to look up for the group, it could be the beginning of a new chapter in Rocket Dog's reign. Though the problem of her pregnant sisters still needs to be addressed, at least for now, foraging comes first. By mid-morning, the feast is in full swing, but the joy is going to be short-lived. In the distance, the Splinter Group spies another gang heading in their direction. It looks like the Commandos. This is going to be a massive test of Rocket Dog's leadership. Having avoided conflict until now, it's a defining moment, and her first opportunity to show herself as a worthy dominant. Bravely, she leads the group into battle. The two groups are close enough to smell one another. And that's exactly what they're doing. As they meet in the middle, they realize it's not a rival gang, it's the other half of the family. The Whiskers are reunited. Taking time to reacquaint themselves, scent marking is par for the course when you've been apart this long. Though this is a happy reunion, there's unfinished business. One dominant is going to have to hang up her collar. Does Rocket Dog have it in her to challenge her mother? Flower is going to settle it now. Rocket Dog willingly submits. Keeping her head down shows she's not going to contest the throne. Flower has always been the Whiskers' true leader. But as the group settle back into life as a big family, Flower finds she's not the only one carrying the future of the group. Her daughters Daisy and Maybelline are also pregnant. Only time will tell if the boss will allow the group's numbers to swell or if she'll expel this troublesome pair to protect her own unborn pups. Ironically for Rocket Dog, the tragedy of losing her litter has removed the threat which could have exiled her from the group. Taking a subordinate role, she's been welcomed back into the heart of the family. For now, the 40-strong Whiskers can dominate the Kalahari. In this time of plenty, with order restored, it could be the start of Flower's greatest era. Next time at Meerkat Manor, the feisty Zapper encroach on the Whiskers patch, and a single act changes the face of the manor forever.